Oh, I just remember. Wait, I just remember another use for asterisks. It's like if you do like the asterisk hugs you asterisk or something.
Oh, that makes it way worse.
Yeah, do you want to move it down? I want to move it down just for that.
No. It can't be below C. B
Tier
besties.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to our very special punctuation video. And we have a guest here that, Dylan, would you like to introduce this special guest of yours?
This guest is Aiden. It's my brother.
What up?
Fun facts about Aiden. Aiden submitted the Waluigi with gun in the random things tier list, which you should check out. They'll put an image on screen.
Yeah, I think I picked a real winner. Waluigi if a gun was like ended up being A tier or something. Like
it was something like that.
Yeah.
Also,
I'm a big fan.
Not to be confused with Aiden in the Celeste tier list video. That's a different Aiden.
Yeah, it's a common name.
We don't have much diversity in our names for guests because we also had the Dylan in our first guest video. So we're not getting that much of a name range here.
Yeah, we're starting with like a solid 4 names that can guest on this channel.
Yeah.
But if the formula works, you don't want to change it.
Yeah, we've had success with Aidens and Dylans in the past, so you know.
I know another
figured
Nicholas.
this would
We
be
could hook up that Nicholas and get them in the next video.
Oh boy, I feel like they'd be taking my thunder a little bit.
Yeah, we can't do that. Actually, no. You're the one true Nicholas.
Yeah, especially are they Nicholas or are they like Nick?
They're Nicholas, but without the H.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be controversial, but you know, we can look into that.
Yeah. Anyway, for now, we're ranking punctuation. We got a whole bunch of punctuation here. We got some wacky, quirky ones. We got some regular ones. Yeah.
Some of these might be arguably punctuation, but I think we count them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
All right. Well, without further ado, let's just jump right into it.
Okay. Let's start with the period.
Classic.
I mean, like, this is how you end most sentences, you know.
Yeah, I feel like these sentences I'm saying right now, they end with a period. Like,
I mean, you're not shouting, period. So that's true.
Yeah, I'm not shouting. I'm not confused. I think it's just period. I'd say it can't go in S tier because it's not exciting enough. Even though it's necessary, it doesn't have the oomph it needs for S tier.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's better than no punctuation, though?
Better than no punctuation? Yeah, you gotta tell people where it stops.
True. You gotta tell people where it stops. Are we thinking A tier for this?
I think it's an A tier, personally.
A quote for the ages right there.
When you go like this, it sort of looks like there's two eyes staring back at you.
Oh yeah, we'll have to see how things go, But I think starting in the A tier is a solid start.
Okay, great.
Sure.
Well, let's move on then to the exclamation point.
See, this is just a better period.
Yeah.
I do think so. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to overuse the exclamation point. When you put it on every sentence, it doesn't mean anything anymore. But if you occasionally drop a well-placed exclamation point, that can be really exciting.
Although sometimes I'm like writing an email and like I realize that like half my sentences end in an exclamation point, and then I just feel silly.
Yeah, that is kind of silly. You want to do a one sentence on that.
Yeah, I think that's a you problem. I feel like you're overusing it.
Yeah, but like, because it's so good. The reason you use it so much is because it is so S tier.
But like, if I'm happy or I'm excited, I want to use it a bunch. But then it just seems obnoxious. Is there no way to be excited? I don't think it lets you be excited for a long period of time. It's more like small bursts of excitement,
Yeah. Well, I mean, in texts, if I see an exclamation point in a text, I feel like, it conveys more emotion than a period. So I feel like, you don't want to use it too often.
Yeah.
But I feel like in short form, like a text, you're going to get genuine emotion out of that.
And also, it's kind of bad text etiquette to end a text in a period, but it's not bad to end in an exclamation point. So
that's true. I don't know. I don't think it's S tier though. I wish.
You're not feeling it.
I don't know.
It's an A.
I think it's top of A.
I'm kind of feeling S here, if I'm being honest.
I think it could go S. Like, I don't know what punctuation would be S. Punctuation is not the most exciting thing in the world. Like, if anything's going to be the S, it's
Yeah.
going to be
Okay, I'm fine with tentatively putting an S, but I think we could go back and revisit that later.
If we find some real bangers later that need to go in S, then we can pump down the exclamation point. But for now, I think it's a strong start for it.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think the question mark, though, is one of those bangers. Like, questions are inherently funny. Like, that's why, like, there's, in Whose Line Is It Anyway, an entire, like, game they play, which is, like, you only ask questions, you know? Are questions the best type of sentence? Who's to say? But that was a question right there.
Yeah, also another thing is if you add the question mark to the end of something that's not a question, that makes it more funny.
True. True?
Like, there is comedic value inside the question mark, I'd say.
Nicholas, what do you think of the question mark?
I mean, the question mark's pretty good. I think I prefer the exclamation point, I think. But I don't know. I mean, it's up there. I think it's better than the period. But I also wouldn't put the period in A, so I would put question mark in A above the period.
Yeah, I'd say top of A or bottom of S for a question mark. It's a good one.
I'm potentially down to put it in the bottom of S. I think it's pretty good.
You're just solidifying exclamation point in S, though, if you do that.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
It's worth it to get that mark in the S.
That's fair.
That's fine. Fair. I think we'll move on to some of the less popular punctuation marks.
Now we got the asterisk.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think of asterisk as a punctuation mark because I think of it as like the multiplication symbol or something.
I use it whenever I do a typo and I have to like correct myself. Like the next line will be like asterisk, then like the corrected part.
Oh, so do you put the asterisk before the word or after the word?
I think it's before.
Before, when you're using like to correct a typo, you do like you start with the asterisk, then you type the word out. Mm-hmm. You can also use it like in like an email, you put an asterisk somewhere, and then at the bottom of the email, you put another asterisk, and you say like what the note is.
Yeah. So I really appreciate
like,
the asterisk in that like perspective. My main problem with it is like every font does it differently.
I don't know. Yeah, it's not great. It doesn't hold a candle to the other ones we've reviewed so far. I do agree. Like it's kind of nice to be able to like asterisk correct a text or something, but not everyone does that. Some people just say the corrected word without putting the asterisk. I like the asterisk because it lets the person know this is a correction, as opposed to I'm just seeing the word that I just said.
Sometimes it's tough though, because like if I forget a word in a sentence or something, and I have to like put it in with asterisks, it's really hard to imply like. Because you have to like imply where it is in the sentence, so sometimes you have to include more words.
You have to add some context. It's rough. I don't know. Where are we thinking? B.
I think B is a good home for it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Why? Where would you put it, Nicholas?
I'm just not sold on it. I think like it seems like it has a very limited use.
That's true. It's not. I barely ever use this. I could put it lower even. I would go C personally.
I'm fine with that.
I actually want C more than B. I changed my mind. I want C.
I'm fine with that just because like I don't like how it's different in every font. And so like sometimes when you're trying to use it as a multiplication symbol, it just looks weird. But sometimes it works. So like I don't like that.
We put all the parenthesis types next to each other in the tier list, so we don't have to keep coming back to it.
Sure. So we got
the curly braces.
Do we think the angled brackets are similar enough? Should we do them too?
Sure. They're a little different, but move them up just so we can get all of them out of the way.
Okay. Let's start with the regular parentheses.
I kind of overuse these. When I'm writing, I always just throw stuff into parentheses that I'm like, it's not as important, but I'll throw it in there. So they're definitely kind of a crutch for me. I do that too, a little bit. I think it's fun. I think it's kind of like a cute way to write. I find it really annoying.
Yeah, like, I'm also a fan of the parentheses.
Yeah. One of my most like...
Oh, I just remember another use for asterisks. It's like if you do like the asterisk hugs you asterisks or something.
Oh, that makes it way worse.
Yeah, do you want to move it down? I want to move it down just for that.
No. It can't be below C.
Oh, God.
Please don't move it down. C is its good home.
All right, we can leave it in C. Yeah. I like the brackets. I could put like the parentheses. I could put them in A. I think A is a good spot. I agree. I was gonna say though, my main complaint with them is sometimes if people forget to close parentheses, that's like one of my largest pet peeves. When you just have like a leading parenthesis but it never closes, like that's annoying. Oh yeah. leading parenthesis without a closing parenthesis is F tier, and vice versa is also F tier. But when you have both of them, I think they move all the way up to A tier.
I also don't like that they look like C's. Like sometimes in some fonts, if you have a C and then you have a parenthesis, it just doesn't work. Or like if I'm writing something by hand, like in a math class, and I have C's and I have parentheses, sometimes you can't tell which one's which, especially if it's a capital C, which I think design-wise makes.
Yeah, I do relate to that.
That's a skill issue. Get better handwriting.
I have pretty good handwriting, so.
My handwriting sucks. I can't throw stones.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I haven't heard any arguments against A tier, so.
And that was my argument against A tier. It's too similar to the C.
Oh, that's kind of a bad argument, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, if you want to put B tier, like I'd be fine with B tier. It's just like I use them a lot. I think they're really nice.
They are quite nice.
I think bottom of A would be my placement for it.
I'm okay with that.
I do enjoy it as a, it's an informal way to write times, put stuff into parentheses.
Yeah, you could avoid using the asterisk by using parentheses.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess that's the win.
All right. So square brackets, I'm going to be a little harder on.
They look classic.
I'm a programmer. I use them in programming. I use them in saying it's a math equation if you want to do like a really big bracket or something. But I never would use it casually.
Yeah, but they got a little style. They got a little class.
I think the curlies are a little more classy than the squares.
They're also harder to write, though.
But when you do write it, it's really satisfying.
True. Nicholas, what are your opinion on the square brackets?
Well, see, the place where I encounter square brackets, usually in writing, it's where you're like filling in words that aren't there.
Oh, right. You can use it
or whatever. So, but I don't like them. I don't.
Yeah,
they do give me, math vibes. I know you guys probably like math more than I do, but I can't handle them.
I do like math, but for punctuation, I'm trying to think of things from like a grammar perspective more than math. You seem to fill in parts of a quote that you want to change or something you want to add on. That's pretty nice. That actually makes me not want to rank them too low. A good use for them. But
that's like
they're below.
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say I want to put them below below where we put the parentheses.
Definitely.
So anywhere, as long as it's anywhere B tier or lower, I'm fine with.
Yeah, I will say about like the correcting yourself, like a SIC or whatever. That's nice, but sometimes just like it looks kind of ugly, And sometimes it almost feels better to just like get out of the quote, include words there, and then just go back into the quotation.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm fine putting this low.
We think it's. Want to put C? Or we think it's C?
I'm thinking C.
I think below the asterisk though.
That's fine.
Sure.
Now this looks like it's a C code right here. The star and then the square brackets.
Oh yeah, we're declaring an array of pointers.
Yeah, I hate that. That makes me want to move both those into D. But anyway.
Yeah, I was. Moving on.
We have sound effects.
All right.
Nice.
So, on to the next one. I think these are unnecessarily fancy. I just got.
I don't
even know what to call these.
I never use them casually, right? Like they're in programming all the time, but in like casual text, you would never write them.
Yeah, I don't even know what they would do for.
If you're writing notes and you want to like, group a lot of things together, sometimes I use them. But like.
Oh yeah, you could. That's a good. Or you can use like in math equations if you want to split an equation in two. Like.
Oh, but that's gross though. I don't like that.
If it's greater than 0, you. Yeah. They never get used. I'd be fine like D tier because at least you don't use them.
Yo, do you think they're called braces or squiggly brackets though? That's the question.
I call them like squiggly brackets. I mean, braces. I think a lot of things can be called braces, right?
I always thought those are braces.
Maybe okay. Are they braces?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But squigglies sounds funnier.
Okay, I'm down to put that in D.
Yeah, I agree.
We all go with that?
I feel on them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then we got the what are they called?
Angled brackets is what it said online.
Angled brackets. Oh, I don't like that. This is XML uses this kind of stuff a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan personally.
My largest gripe with this is that I wish there was one that pointed up and pointed down. There's like the little caret that points up, but it's like a different size. And so like sometimes when you want like to have symmetry there, you just don't have it. So I don't like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just don't. I think they're kind of ugly, just compared to like the other, like compared to all the other kind of brackets we have. They're just the ugliest ones. I never like seeing them. I'd be fine putting them in F tier. I just don't like them.
Me too. I'm fine with that. I don't hate them so much.
Sure. I mean, I'm not. I don't hate them, but I don't have anything to defend them really. So, you guys are that passionate. I could.
Yeah, just think they're bad.
I just think they're worse than the braces. So I think, like, I don't know if we're gonna get much worse than them.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. We might have some stinkers coming up.
Sure.
Now let's move on to the colon.
I don't like the colon. I think it's hard to use in like grammar.
It's not for a list. Use it as part of a list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta say, I love a good colon.
Yeah, you use it. You want to list some things.
Yeah, both the part of your body, the colon, and the punctuation mark.
Oh yeah, body part tier list. We gotta include the colon.
No one likes a bad colon in like terms of body parts.
What would that mean? What would a bad colon entail?
I don't know, but that sounds like you're probably not going to live for that long.
Yeah, or your digestion would be bad. You could be fine.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I'm a colon fan. I use it a lot. It's a nice way to let them know that you're about to start listing some things, start going crazy with the lists.
But it's like a worse semicolon though. It's a semicolon with less style.
That I would disagree with that. We should move semicolon up. Let's move semicolon up to have it next because we should put them next to each other.
Okay, we'll get the semicolon
they're
afterwards.
entirely different in terms of uses.
But they're both colons.
Oh, one's only partly a colon.
Yeah, and that makes it worse because it's not as colon.
Okay, we're not to the semicolon yet. Let's hold off on the semicolon hate.
All right. Colon though, I like a good colon. I will agree with Nicholas on this one.
It's like D tier.
Oh no.
No. You're mistaken. I think you meant to say A tier.
I could put A tier. I could maybe compromise to B tier. I think B tier would be fine.
I could compromise to B tier, but no way is it above B tier.
Yeah. Okay. B tier is a compromise, I guess. Even though two of us are saying, higher up. But
yeah. I mean, I'm not. It's a good punctuation.
Yeah.
All right. Semicolon, on the other hand, you just use it in places you could use a period usually. It's just fancy period.
And it makes you feel so fancy doing it, though.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone likes it. If you send someone something with a semicolon in it, you just look pretentious.
Yeah, just end the sentence.
Yeah, like that's what the period's for. It's just like if you want to make a run-on sentence, but you don't want it to. But you, I don't know. I don't know why. I do sometimes use the semicolon, but when I do it, I look back and I'm like, wow, I sound so pretentious right now.
Okay, but have you ever gotten like one of those things, just like describe this in one sentence or less, and you're like, but I'm gonna use a semicolon though, and then you feel smart.
Yeah, cheat the system. Yeah, and there actually are like times you're supposed to use a semicolon rather than a period. There's like some kind of guidance, like for like, I think like technically they can be used in the same spots, but there's like slightly different meaning in terms of like the flow of the sentence and whatever. So I don't want to say it's exactly the same as the period, but it's certainly much worse than the period.
Yeah, the way I've always been taught is that if it's like a connecting idea, and the two sentences are connecting enough in theme, you can just put a semicolon and then they're one sentence. But
like, if you're writing something, shouldn't all your ideas be connected though?
He went right, she went left.
But like all your ideas should be connected. So like, how's that mean anything?
I mean, sometimes they're part of the same, sentence, pretty much. Like, I don't have an example off the top of my head necessarily, but
I just think
it's
solid A tier punctuation.
You also do like You like the semicolon more than the colon.
I like it S
No,
tier.
semicolon.
I'd be a
Colon, which
No.
the colon allows you to list stuff out. It allows you to make. It allows you to do something new. It adds something new to your repertoire. The semicolon doesn't do that.
Yeah,
Doesn't add
semicolon's like a C tier.
Yeah, I think C tier. It gotta be below the colon. We can't put it above the colon.
Fine. I'm fine with C
Hey,
tier.
Dylan, how's it feel? We have a guest that doesn't agree with you all the time. Says,
And I'm your own brother. I'm your flesh and blood, Dylan. You can't even get me on your side with this semicolon nonsense.
Are you okay with top of C though?
Yeah, I don't care too much about the internal rankings of the tiers personally.
Okay.
yeah, that's fine. I think the whole hugs you asterisk thing.
Yeah,
That's
it definitely. When I remembered that, it made me. It made me feel more confident in ranking it lower.
Yeah. I think semicolon's better than that.
Okay, now we
Alright,
got the single
you got
quote.
it.
Let's bring the double quote up as well.
Mhm. Oh well, we have a different single quote later on, right?
Oh yeah, sorry. Is that one the apostrophe?
Comma,
first?
right? Or
Oh,
is that
that's
an
the
apostrophe?
comma.
We have oh, it's a comma. It's not the quote. Yeah, the
Oh.
quote is the other one.
Okay.
This is just the comma. Oh, I love a good comma.
I love a good comma.
Commas are great.
Yeah, commas honestly.
This is. I was gonna say this is probably my favorite punctuation thing.
I mean, the worst part of
Never been a
commas are
punctuation.
that some people don't know how to use them. Like, if you look at, like, middle schoolers writing essays, there's so many commas that shouldn't be there, and then commas that should be there that aren't. But, like, that's not the comma's fault. That's just, like, middle schoolers being middle schoolers.
I know commas are an art form. There's a very high skill cap on using commas. There's a lot of there's so many different comma rules, but once you memorize all of them, you become a much better grammaticist,
Hmm.
if that's a word.
And just imagine how every sentence about commas.
True. They really spice up a sentence.
Sometimes you have too many
yeah,
commas.
I'm not- Yeah, then that's your fault. Take out some commas. I'm gonna put. I would agree S tier for comma.
I'd agree with that, too.
Yeah.
I don't have.
We're within this,
You guys,
though.
your fan. My vote would be top.
I would vote bottom. I think the other two have, like, a little bit more personality.
Mhm. That's true.
I just feel like I think the others though you could do without. If you don't have a comma in your sentence, what?
Then just, like, separate into multiple sentences.
Yeah, but think about every sentence if you couldn't like add more than a couple clauses at a time, Like you'd just be saying very basic sentences.
I suppose.
Yeah, I think we could put top of S personally.
I'm pretty passionate about the comma, if I'm being honest.
Fine. We do top of S.
It's a good comma. Onto the apostrophe / single quote. They're kind of the same thing, so I
Hmm.
think it's fine to combine them to one piece of punctuation. I'd say it's like apostrophe, pretty useful, pretty good.
Yeah.
There's nothing to write home about. My big B tier.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Feels kind of like an average punctuation.
Yeah, I don't have many opinions on it. It's useful for,
It does-
contractions.
It does what it needs to do. Doesn't do anything special. Never thought. I wish the sentence had more apostrophes. So, yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Quotes. Quotes are pretty nice.
I mean, they're kind of funny. Like when you have like air quotes, when you have quotes where they don't belong,
Yeah,
that's kind of hilarious. There's like the whole subreddit.
Well, that's good because you can use like serious quotes or you can use like ironic quotes.
Yeah.
So it serves kind of a double purpose. It's a question mark, like if you put the question mark on a sentence that's not a question, it becomes more funny. If you put the quotes on something that's not a quote, it becomes more funny.
Have you
I
all seen
appreciate
the subreddit suspicious quotes?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, just like a bunch of like posters and like signs and stuff where some people put quotation marks and then like it makes it look suspicious. It's hilarious and it's just like punctuation jokes. So I think that's pretty good.
I think it's pretty good.
I don't think it's above A tier
for the
though.
quotes.
It was
I think
that
it's above A tier. So,
we just talked over
you
each other
think it's A
twice.
tier?
We kept talking. You go.
Do you think it's A tier?
I think I'm fine with A tier. I could also go like B.
I think it's A. I think it's better than the apostrophe. We just put apostrophe in it, B. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have pushback, Nicholas?
No, I like A.
Where in A are you thinking?
I'd say period's just so solid. I feel like it got to go below period.
Yeah, above parentheses though.
I'm good with that.
All right. Let's move the other slash up. So we're doing the front slash and backslash next to each other.
Let's do slash first, honestly.
Yeah, slash is definitely the big brother slash.
Although I never know which one's which.
Small on the tier list.
Like when you're doing like a what's it called, like a like slash s or like slash srs or whatever. Those are all supposed to be backslash, right? Like the tone tags.
Those were.
I don't even know. But I know people, if you do like HTTPS, people will always say backslash when they actually mean slash. It's like, oh, HTTP backslash. No, it's slash. You do the forward slash there, not backslash.
Yeah, slash s would be the regular slash. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, I think it's regular slash, but I don't really use slash s, so I don't know. Slash is also, you can do like this slash that is another usage for it. Yeah, there's like the tone indicators, like the slash s. There's URLs. There's division. So it's kind of a multi-tool. It has a variety of functions there.
But none of them are that great.
No, but it's, again, I think it also does its job. I think it kind of fits in the same bin as apostrophe, as like it does what it needs to do.
Yeah, I think B tier makes sense for it.
I like it more than an apostrophe though.
I do too.
Better than colon too? Or I guess you both like the colon, so probably not.
Yeah, we're colon fans here, yeah.
Okay, I'm fine with middle of B. The backslash though, I think is unnecessary.
It's worse, yeah.
Yeah, why does it exist?
It's really good in computer programming because the escape key, that's pretty nice. Escape character.
Yeah.
So if you want to do like, if you want to if you want to treat like the space is actually a space and not blank space, you put like a backslash before it. Something like there's some good usages for it. But otherwise, yeah, it never really seen a use for it. I'd be fine with like D or F tier. It's not really anything.
I'd agree. I like it less than the braces. I don't know.
I kind of think it's F tier just because it almost offends me that it exists.
Yeah.
It feels like they took what the slash was doing and then they tried to make a sequel.
Yeah, they took a perfectly punctuation, they rotated it and tried to pass it off as new punctuation.
Yeah, and we're not falling for that.
No, we're on too big punctuation.
So I'm fine with F
there.
there.
By big punctuation.
Yeah, it's been
Where?
Yeah.
Honestly,
I think
worse.
It's fine above.
I think it's worse.
Really, you think it's worse?
Because it doesn't really have a use.
It doesn't really have a use. Like these at least are useful in like HTML.
Neither of them. I don't think those really have a use either. I don't think either of those F tier has a use. I'm lower is fine, I think.
Sure,
Great.
that works.
All right.
Ellipses.
Ellipses, yeah. Okay, I was messaging a coworker the other day, and he would like end every sentence in an ellipses.
Yeah.
It was really weird. It made me think he was like trailing off every sentence.
I used to do that all the time with my sentences. Like middle school texting, that's how I would end every sentence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just makes it sound like the sentence trails off into nothing.
Or it's like you're like being suspenseful or like dramatic, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, well, I think that's a good. The good use for it is for like the dramatic, like the kind of cliffhanger ending. I kind of like it. I think it's kind of cool.
I also like it.
I think sometimes, like if somebody asks you like, "How's your day?" and you're like, "It was fine." ...
Yeah, that means something very different than "it was fine." Period.
No, it does. It does them into something without saying, "I'm really upset."
Yeah, it's like that's kind of it's pretty good actually. You're kind of bringing me around to it.
Yeah, that has a lot of personality.
It's a personality punctuation. I could see A tier.
Me too.
Yeah, it does have some personality to it.
What do we think? I almost think top of A now that we talk about it.
Yeah, I think it's a little more fun than the period, I'd say.
Sure.
It's like 3.
Like you were saying, like, yeah, I agree. All right, the tilde is next. This is for like a. I don't know if it's really a punctuation. You use it to mean like approximately. It's like, if you do like squiggly 100, that means like about 100. Otherwise, I don't know if you really use it. I mean, you can use it on like the NEA in Spanish,
But I
that's
feel
not
that's
really
a different
punctuation.
thing.
That's an accent. That's not punctuation. So
Yeah.
As punctuation, you really use it to mean like more or less. I don't know.
I think
don't
it has a
even know
bit
if
of
it really counts as
personality though,
punctuation.
so I think that puts it in D tier rather than F tier.
Mhm.
I have a question for you guys that's not related to the tilde at all. Well, it kind of is. But you see on your keyboards there where you would find the tilde. What is the other thing with that?
Oh, the backtick. Yeah, we didn't include backtick on this. That's good in. I was gonna say it's good in like programming, but you don't really use it in programming. You use it in like markup or something.
I sometimes
It's
use
very
it in
niche.
programming when like I need another type of quotes. That's like the thing I use after the big like double quotes and single quotes. So I sometimes use it in HTML.
There's also, yeah, you can use it in like Linux commands, like to nest commands within each other. That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
But all the uses are like really niche. I think if we actually included it and we're treating it as English punctuation, it'd be like F tier.
Yeah.
So that's our unofficial rating for the.
I would put it in D tier if like just for the audience. I think it's only D. I don't think it's F.
All right. All right. Well, back to the tilde. I don't think it's great. I'm fine at D tier if you want to put it there. You could lower even.
I don't think
Yeah,
it's F.
I think D tier. I like the look of it. I think it's it's a fun little squiggly.
Yeah,
look.
I think the fact that it looks good.
Oh
I think the fact that it
no.
looks good bumps it up.
Oh no, there's no white background on this one.
Oh, you can add that in post.
I think that drops it to below the curly brackets.
Wow, that's
just
so arbitrary.
we'll just pretend it's not there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder. I don't know who got that image.
Yeah, must be some loser. All right.
Yeah.
Next, this is like the dash, the minus sign, the negative sign. Yeah, throw it next to the M dash.
I don't really know the difference between like all these. There's like so many different lengths, and to me they're all the same. I don't like it there's multiple.
Oh yeah, you can do different lengths. Well, like so the shortest one definitely it's used for like not compound words, but like the next closest. Or you could do like saying dash ish.
I don't like it though when like is that used like when you have a book and like there's not enough like room for the entire word on the line, so then they like put the end of the word on the next line.
If you have to split word between lines, yeah, you use the dash for it.
I don't like that. That's annoying.
It is kind of annoying,
especially if it's between pages.
Yeah, dash it's not great. I could say C tier.
Yeah.
I think kind of like the apostrophe. It like, does what it needs to do, but I don't think it does it as well as the other ones do. If that makes sense. So I can see it being below B tier.
I agree with
like
that.
Down to C.
Nicholas, where do you want to put in C?
I think above the asterisk for sure.
Yeah, I think it could even be top of C. Like it has uses, which the semicolon doesn't.
Yeah, I put it above.
Sure.
All right. So yeah, M dash is used for like that's like if you interrupt a sentence, like if someone interrupts someone, you put the long dash afterwards to show like they got cut off. What else is it used for? Like splitting something up.
I like it. I just don't understand it.
I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I just use it instead of parentheses sometimes because in normal, like in academic writing, a lot of the times, if you're doing, a clause within a sentence, a lot of the times, if it's like a longer thing, especially, you don't do parentheses. You would put an M dash in there.
Yeah, it looks a little more formal than parentheses. That's right.
Mm-hmm. So I use it more often in my papers.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think I could see B tier for it.
Yeah.
I don't like that it looks the same as the hyphen or the dash though. It's just like a longer version.
But it's like you'll notice it's longer. Like you'll know, like when you read it, you'll see like, oh, that's not a dash. You're not going to confuse the hyphen.
Yeah, I will.
You shouldn't.
That's a you problem.
Okay.
Yeah, another skill issue.
Maybe bottom of B.
I'm fine at bottom of B. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can split the BC split is the long dash versus short dash. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Ooh, this next one. It's called the Interrobang. I'm pretty sure. Oh,
It looks
It's,
kind of ugly.
yeah. You can't really type it. Maybe it's one of like the alternate characters you can type, but yeah, it's the exclamation point question mark. So when you type it, usually it's like you would just type out exclamation point then question mark. It means the same thing. It is an ugly little guy. That's right. Like, yeah, you can actually combine them into the same letter.
It is always fun when you have the exclamation point and the question mark together, though. Like, I like the implications of it. It's just like, I don't think stylistically it's pulling it off.
Yeah, but also like I feel like you do the exclamation point and the question mark together. You often do like 3 exclamation points, 3 question marks. I think that's what makes it fun. Like if you just, I don't think I'd ever use the symbol. Like, even if the symbol was on the keyboard, let's say, I don't think I would use it because in the times I want to do both, I think it makes more sense to type both. There's more personality to it. I think I advocated to add this into the list, but I actually, come to think of it, don't really like it. I could see it putting like D or F tier.
Yeah, it's just kind of ugly.
Yeah, and no one actually uses this symbol. I don't think. I don't know. Leave a comment if you actually use this symbol. I don't think anyone actually does.
I think it has
Yeah, I was gonna say
personality,
this is
though.
my first time seeing this.
I think it has personality, though, that leaves it out of F tier.
Yeah.
Does it have good personality, though?
Like, probably not, but that's fine.
I could see this here.
Yeah, it could be bottom D.
Yeah. Put it above the tilde because it's invisible tilde.
Sure.
All right. Okay. Oh, then these last two. I don't know if they have a special name, but they're the upside down exclamation point and upside down question mark. My opinion on these, I know English doesn't really use them, but I think they're really nice to be able to mention at the beginning if it's going to be an exclamation or if it's going to be a question. Because then, like, when you're reading it, you know how to be reading it. Like at the start of a sentence, you know it's going to be yelled. Instead of having to wait till the end of the sentence, you realize it's yelled because you see the exclamation point. Then you have to go back and reread the sentence as if it had an exclamation point. These really solve the problem. So I think they're very helpful.
Yeah, and I think that's especially useful with question marks. Oftentimes, you just don't realize it's a question until the end.
Yeah, I'd say these are like good companions to the exclamation point and the question mark. You can put them like, slide them into S tier right next to their brothers up there.
I'm down for that, honestly. I don't like that the exclamation point kind of looks like an I, though.
Yeah, that's part of the charm. I think put them directly below their brothers, like individually. But yeah, they don't surpass the real thing. Like you can't, the upside down question mark is never going to be better than a real question mark. But I think they're a good little companion pieces right there.
Can I give a counterpoint though that this looks really ugly? That we have the question mark and then the upside down one, where that's like the opposite of what you do in like a language.
That does look kind of ugly, but I think we'd be lying to ourselves if we said the upside down question mark is better than the normal question mark.
That's fair.
Yeah, we can't do it just based on aesthetics. You know, we have a reputation to uphold here.
Yeah, you know, we are a very serious channel, and I think you have to treat it that way.
Yeah.
True.
Very serious.
How are we feeling about this list? Any things you might want to change? I think the parentheses might kind of be punching below its weight on A tier. I could see dropping it down, maybe. I don't know if other people agree.
I think it's fine on A. Like, I think the ones on B are kind of boring, but I think the parentheses, like, I think it fits there.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Maybe just because I like the colon, so I could want to move the colon up, and I'm just laying it out on the parentheses.
I'm fine with colon bottom of B as long as it can stay below the parentheses, or bottom of A rather.
I like that. Yeah, I think the colon is definitely a tier above the other things we put in B.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm happy with this.
All right. Yeah, I think this is a pretty good tier list, actually. I think I basically agree with every decision we made. So.
To mimic what I said earlier, the end of A tier sort of looks like Python code, because it has like the parentheses and then you got the colon. It looks like you just declared a function with no arguments.
Yeah, there was a quote before it, or a string. It's called in Python.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know enough to get upset by that, so I'll just smile and nod.
Oh, this is less upsetting because it's Python and not C. I like C more than
okay.
Python a little bit, but like, I don't know.
We can make someday we're going to make a tier list that's just about programming languages. Have Nicholas just judge them based on vibes or something if he doesn't know.
Oh boy.
I don't know. Invite me back for the programming languages episode.
Okay.
Yeah, can do. Well, thanks for joining us for this video.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me on. It's I think we've done a great good work here. We really showed the people what they want, and
Yeah.
that's why we do it.
And someday we're gonna do a Mario sound effect tier list, and Aiden will be back for that one.
Oh right, I think I suggested that one. It's a good idea. There's some who's and stuff. We're gonna have a good time. So I think yeah, you ready to sound us off?
Sure. Before we do that, if you have any suggestions, there's gonna be a form in the tier list. So look at the link in the description below.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. Well, let's sign off then. Besties.
Tier.
B.